Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got an update coming out from Azerbaijan, and if y'all remember a story back in December, it was on the 25th, we had reports that a passenger jet, Azerbaijan Airlines Flight A243, had crashed in Aktau, Kazakhstan. This was the video footage coming out from that event when this plane had crashed. I believe there were 67 people aboard, and 38 of them had lost their lives and 29 were injured. So there was quite a few people that did survive this crash. And what we had was this plane was coming from Baku in Azerbaijan and was flying to Grozny inside of Russia. And what I remember on that day was there was a drone attack taking place from Ukraine. Ukraine was attacking Grozny, and around the same time as when this plane had showed up over Grozny airspace, and the people that were aboard this flight reported hearing explosions outside of the fuselage and the exterior of this aircraft, which caused the aircraft to have to make an emergency landing. They tried to land at Grozny Airport multiple times, and then eventually the authorities over there were not letting them land inside of Russia, and they told them to fly over the Caspian Sea over to Aktau, Kazakhstan. And then that's when this plane ended up crash landing and all these people were killed. Okay, so I have an update now as it's been about a couple months, and Kazakhstan, along with the Azerbaijan government, have been conducting investigations to figure out what happened here. As in the beginning, they were reporting that it may have been shot down by air defense systems from Russia. Well, new reports here you can see on your screen. Azerbaijan government says Azal passenger jet shot down by Pansir-S. Okay, that's an air defense system from Russia. The crash of an Azerbaijani passenger plane in December was caused by a strike from a Russian Pansir-S air defense system. Azerbaijan possesses a fragment of the missile as evidence. Okay, so the Azerbaijan government's coming out and stating they've got fragments from a Pantsir S1 or an S air defense interceptor that was reportedly lodged inside of this aircraft. And then also Kazakhstan authorities coming out and releasing this new preliminary official report today. So I'm going to go over the reports with you guys from Kazakhstan. Then we're also going to go over this report from Azerbaijan claiming that they have evidence that this actually was shot down by a Pantsir-S air defense system. So let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. We're going to hop on over here to Euro News. Azerbaijan Airlines crash caused by foreign object damage, official report shows. This is coming out today on February 4th, 2025, and it says here, as Euronews originally reported earlier in December and January, Azerbaijan Airlines Flight A243 was downed on the 25th of December by a missile from a Russian Pantsir S1 system, killing 38 and injuring 29. And it says here the deadly Azerbaijan Airlines crash on 25th of December was a direct result of damage to key flight systems caused by foreign objects. A preliminary official report released on Tuesday by the Azerbaijani government showed. The report details that the Kazakh Ministry of Transport has found numerous through and blind damages on the fuselage, the tail section, and the aft part of the airplane, including its stabilizers. Furthermore, the investigators retrieved unidentified metallic debris that caused damage to the aircraft's hydraulic systems following two external noises. So I guess it's possible maybe there was multiple explosions, but we know most likely at least one Pantsir S1 air defense interceptor had exploded very close to the vicinity of this plane. Due to adverse weather conditions, the aircraft unsuccessfully attempted to land in Grozny two times. Then the captain decided to return to Baku. Following this decision, the CVR recorded two external noises occurring with 24 seconds interval over Grozny, the report said. Further forensic tests will be conducted to determine the source of the foreign objects. The report noted no evidence of bird strike was noted in the preliminary report. Okay, so if you notice here, they don't really talk about this thing actually being shot down. At least the authorities are not claiming that in Kazakhstan, that it was shot down by a Pantsir S1 air defense system. But we have the Azerbaijani government coming out and saying that they actually have the fragments of this thing. But reportedly, the Kazakhstan authorities do have some fragments that were found inside of the fuselage, some pieces of metal that they found. So I'll show you guys that here in just a minute too. So now we're going to hop on over to an article over here on Ukrainska Pravda, and we're going to go over this real quick. So it says Azerbaijan confirms Russian missile downed its passenger plane. This is coming out today, February 4th, 2025. And it says right here the crash of an Azerbaijani passenger plane in December was caused by a strike from a Russian Pantsir-S air defense system. Azerbaijan possesses a fragment of the missile as evidence. And it says here, source is Reuters, citing a source within the Azerbaijani government as reported by European Pravda. Okay, so apparently a source inside the Azerbaijani government gave this information over to Reuters, and Reuters was the official news outlet that reported on this. It says on December 25th, an Embraer aircraft belonging to Azerbaijan Airlines en route from Baku to Grozny crashed near Aktau, Kazakhstan, resulting in the death of 38 people. Following the incident, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev stated that the plane had been shot down from the ground. He emphasized that Russia should acknowledge responsibility, apologize to Azerbaijan, a nation considered friendly to Russia, and communicate this to the public. On February 4th, a government source confirmed that the plane was downed by Russian Pansir-S air defense system. Azerbaijan possesses a fragment of the Pansir-S missile that was extracted from the plane and identified through international expertise, okay, is what the source said. Rashad Nabiev, Azerbaijan's Minister of Digital Development and Transport, remarked that eyewitness testimony and damage to the plane's fuselage point to external interference. He noted that the investigation will determine the exact type of weapon involved. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha stated that Russia may have attempted to cover up evidence of the plane's destruction and called for a fair investigation into the crash. Okay, so what Andriy Sybiha, the foreign minister of Ukraine, is talking about here is what I brought up the day that we talked about this crash, was that, why did the Russian authorities not allow this plane to land? I understand that there was a drone attack ongoing at the time, but under like an emergency situation, they probably should have let this plane crash if they were calling out like a mayday signal. Maybe they were struck by something. And for some reason, the Russian authorities did not want to allow them to land, so they told them to fly way over the Caspian Sea when their plane was already damaged, and they barely made it to Aktau in Kazakhstan, and that's why they crash landed over there, okay? So some sources were indicating that maybe Russia was doing that on purpose, so that way they'd hope that the plane would fly over the Caspian Sea, maybe even crash into the water, and maybe destroy some of the evidence of this plane actually being hit. But those were just some sort of some information that was coming out at the time. But now let's hop on over to X, and I'll show you guys a few things over here. From Anton Gerashenko, Azerbaijan Airlines plane was shot down by Russian Pantsir-S air defense system, according to Reuters. A source in Azerbaijan's government confirmed that they are in possession of a Pansir-S missile fragment, which was removed from the downed plane and verified by international experts. Curiously, the report released earlier today by Kazakh authorities did not include this detail, though the pictures, showed metal shrapnel found in the plane's fuselage. So this was a photo of the plane when it crashed in Aktau, Kazakhstan. This was a piece of the rear and where a lot of the damage was. We can't really see here, but I can show you guys a video, if you haven't seen this yet, of the damage to the rear side of this plane. And here's a photo, reportedly, some of the fragments that were pulled from the inside of the fuselage. As the video that I show you guys in just a moment is going to show massive holes on the side of the aircraft, also on like some of the rear wings of the craft as well, had major holes, most likely indicating some sort of shrapnel, possibly from an interceptor from a Pantsir S-1 air defense missile that exploded in the vicinity of this craft, launching the shrapnel everywhere. So now another report from next to a breaking Azov plane that crashed near Aktau was damaged by external impact. Today, Kazakhstan's Ministry of Transport released a preliminary report on the investigation into the crash of the Azerbaijani Azov aircraft in Aktau. Key findings were air traffic controllers warned about the activation of the cover security protocol in Grozny before the Azov plane crashed in Aktau. Wonder what they mean by that. I'm not sure what this means when they say cover. If you guys know about that, if you guys understand aviation or air traffic controllers, communication, stuff like that, and if you know what that means, let me know. But it was making me think that it had something to do with a cover-up operation, but I could be wrong on that. You guys can let me know if you have any information on that. And it says damage indicating penetration by external objects was found in the aircraft structure. Multiple holes and foreign metal objects were discovered in the fuselage. So you can see here in this video that I'll show you guys. Most of the damage was located in the vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabilizer. The Azal crew reported experiencing a strong impact and an explosion near the rear seats before the crash. And that's exactly where a lot of the shrapnel damage or whatever it was that struck this thing, if it was this Pantsir S1 air defense missile that hit it, you're going to see a lot of damage here to the rear of this. So we're going to check out this video here, but not this one because this is the same video that I just showed you guys on the waiting screen. So let's go ahead and jump into this video right here. Okay, so we actually showed you guys this video the day that this crash had happened, and we can see from the video here that there's lots of shrapnel damage, especially a massive hole there in the side. I think this is the wing. Not really sure. I think it's one of the wings. Here's the top vertical stabilizer. We can see lots of shrapnel damage up here, and even the paint's been torn off. So directly into the plane, there was actually holes that were found inside the fuselage too. I remember seeing videos and pictures coming out that even some of the oxygen masks had fallen down inside of the aircraft. There was only like a few of them that had fallen, maybe even just one, and it was most likely caused to one of the shrapnels that flew into the fuselage inside the interior of the craft. So I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this thing actually was shot down by an air defense missile from Russia? I think it's highly likely, just considering the fact that at the same time there was a drone attack ongoing inside of Russia from Ukraine. So it's very possible that maybe their air defense system had accidentally targeted this plane as it was incoming at the same time. But let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.